Tell me about some of these systems, because I think that's the
Right.
thing a lot of people don't understand. Can you walk me through creating one of those also? Because it seems a
Sure.
little daunting to people that have
Sure.
never done that.
We started really simple. He said, how do you get your customer? I said, well, I either cold call a customer or they call me from a lawn sign. And at the time, I didn't have my website even going. So we started with that, and then I would say, and what do you do next? And I said, well, I set up an appointment. I tell them I'm going to come by at 7 o'clock. And I say, okay, cool. So then he set a stage for that. And then I said, then what do you do? I said, well, I go to him, I give him a quote in about an hour, and then he says, okay, what are the outcomes? I said, well, I either close it on the spot, they tell me they're getting other quotes or whatever. There's certain scenarios. And then from there, what do you do? And he says, well, sometimes they call me back or sometimes I call them back and then they'll say, yeah, I think we're interested. So that we call verbal yes. That's a stage called verbal yes. And then from there, they either close or they turn into a dead lead. So we just broke it down stage by stage by stage. And that was I think there were 6 stages we started with. Okay. And then what happens is you start with that and then you realize, okay, in one of these stages, like, Kelsey, I'm having trouble. I'm getting these customers. This customer's doing this customer's doing that. So then from there, we broke it down to 3 more stages in that stage. So start off small. I would say start off like simple, like, provide them a quote. You either close or you don't. And then, of course, after that, and you start marketing your business, you realize that, okay, we're getting stuck here. Give me like you can segment your customers down and so they can close, you can get a better closing ratio on that.
So what did you do before you had Infusionsoft? Like, were you using spreadsheets, or how'd you keep track of all the people you were working with?
No, just on paper. It was strictly on paper, and I would actually I have the paper somewhere. Basically, I would list them, and I would highlight them if they were a customer, and then I would just leave them in a callback date. So it was very simple. Wasn't even on a spreadsheet. I used computer, but it was mainly for emails and Facebook. That was it.
It's insane the upgrade that you had from before, but it's insane also how important that is for something. So that
Yeah.
way things aren't getting lost. I mean, a piece of paper gets lost and you're like, there goes all my phone numbers with all my people. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. Whenever you're building your business, like at the rate I think I was at about 350K before, not even that, 300,000 before I got Infusionsoft. And then from there, we were, I think, 1.3 million to 2014. And then we went to 1.9 last year. And this year we're trying for about 3 million. So we almost tenfolded our sales in 4 to 5 years. So the bottom line is, if you're growing your business, absolutely crucial. You gotta be keep tracking these things, and you want to be if you want to scale your business, you have to automate it. The bottom
I
line.
love this. So we can see your trajectory of like learning and testing new things and seeing how things go. Let me ask you this though too, because I'm just curious. Because Matt Schaup is a good friend of mine, and I'm going, okay. So how long are we going to be painting houses now that we have vinyl and all sorts of other stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, things change, especially tech wise. What's your plan for the future on that?
Good question. The actually started as an exterior painter, only exterior up till about 2007.
Hmm.
So I didn't even start painting interior regularly until 2007. So exterior was being phased out every day because vinyl, aluminum in Toronto, I mean, they don't
Yeah.
build wood anymore. Yeah. So just through need, and in fact, our product line is changing every year because I get calls on brick staining. I'm like, who the heck would want to do brick staining? But I mean, there's more and more calls for that. So as the calls come in for different things, I actually come up with different products, and we're coming out with different products all the time. And we just came out with a second website, what's the name of it? Painterpro.ca, and it focuses on handyman stuff because I'm not good at handyman stuff. I barely know how to quote it. But so what I do now is I hire carpenters to do the stuff that my customers want to do. And the reason my customers need it done, because there's not enough trades that are willing to do certain types of jobs. And they'll call me for painting, but they need this door fixed or else we can't paint the rest of their room. So I'll get my carpenter now to come in there and we'll mark it up, of course, appropriately, and we'll make money off of that as well.